Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of Chawn Loves Rugby Experiment. I'm Chawn. Thanks for checking out my channel to learn everything about laws, strategies, and concepts of rugby. And most important, how is this game played? This is your number one source to learn and understand rugby in an era where rugby is growing at all levels by leaps and bounds in the United States. Like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. And thank you guys from wherever you're watching this show. This show is brought to you by me, considering there are any other sponsors other than me. I've been playing rugby for a long time. I've been coaching rugby, reffing rugby, pretty much since 1987. Over the years, I've often struggled with how to explain this sport to folks who have never really seen it and the concepts. Is it like football? Is it like football without pads? There's similarities to football, basketball, soccer, hockey. What I want to do is I want to basically walk you through some of these games, and hopefully you get an understanding of what is really going on. Let's get to it. One thing I want to talk to you about before we get started is one thing you're going to see quite often over the course of a rugby game. You're going to have a number of breakdowns. When I say breakdown, I'm talking about a tackle. What happens when the ball carrier is tackled? We'll talk about that with the first breakdown here, and here's your kickoff. Ball's got to go 10 meters. There's your breakdown. There's your tackle. So this is a situation where at this breakdown, we have a ruck that's formed, right? So the breakdown is basically what happens if the ball carrier gets tackled. The first thing the referee's looking to do is see that the tackler's rolled away. They're looking to see then that the ball carrier releases the ball. At the same time, people come across from either side trying to pilfer the ball or pick the ball up. In this situation, we have a player from New Zealand and a player from Australia that are on their feet over a ball that's on the ground. That's a ruck. That's the definition of a ruck. Um, as long as that ruck, the ball is underneath this ruck. Notice these guys are in line right here. There is an arbitrary offside line that forms at the back of this mass of humanity, and the last body part there that's on the ground or on that's part of it or that's engaged in that breakdown is the offside line. This offside line does not go away until that ball goes out from the last foot of the last person that's in this ruck. Now you'll see someone else come in here to extend it. Right now, this is the last foot, right? Now you'll see him come in here, extend it. Now this is the last foot. When this ball comes out, now these guys can take off. You notice when they jump in the air like that to get the ball, it's mainly because it's illegal to hit anybody who is in the air in rugby. It's going to be a penalty, and depending on how bad it is, it could be a red or a yellow card. Again, another breakdown, arbitrary offside line. Here's a nice little ruck. You know what? Let's talk about a ruck right now. Let's go to the videotape.
On Rugby Channel. Ball carrier, tackler. A ruck is formed when the ball carrier goes to the ground and one or more players from his team binds over the ball on top of the ball carrier. Once the ruck is formed, everybody from the defending team has to move backwards past the offside line and wait for the ball to be out. The ball is out when it rolls past the last player's feet who binds over the ball or when any other player from the attacking team picks up the ball. Anyone can enter the ruck provided they do so from an onside position. So for the green team, they have to enter the ruck from this side, and for the black team, they have to enter the ruck from this side. If the defending team wants to win the ball back from a ruck, they have to do so from an onside position, pushing all the attacking players backwards over the ball. Then they're allowed to take the ball.
Okay, so in this situation, boom, we got another breakdown, another big hit, another ruck. One thing I want to show you here. Remember we talked about this arbitrary offside line right here, right? Here's the last person in that mass of humanity they call a break, right? Or the ruck. Look at number 7 here. Or is he number 1? I can't read it. He's way offside. This is the offside line back here. He's alongside uh the ruck, right? The referee here, I'm confident he's looking right at him. I'm confident he sees it. He's going to put his arm out. When he puts his arm out, that means he's going to play advantage, which basically means he's going to allow Australia to play it out, see what they can get. If he doesn't think they can get anything, he's going to come back and give them the penalty where this infraction. There's the arm.
And the referee's got the arm out, and it's going to be a penalty.
Here's a nice little ruck. There we go. Boom. Oh. Okay, in that situation, the Australian player dropped the ball forward. Anything that goes forward off your hands or shoulders is called a knock. It's an infraction. It's not a penalty. So in that case, he's saying, okay, Australia, you didn't really get what you wanted out of that. I'm going to go back to the penalty that I had originally called. Anytime there's a penalty, you have 3 options. You can kick for points, just like a field goal in American football. You can tap and go, which means you use your foot to tap the ball and then you just play. Or what you do, what it looks like Australia is doing here, is they're basically kicking the ball into touch. When I refer to touch, I'm talking about out of bounds. Kicking the ball into touch, and there's going to be a line out. Okay, this is what we call open play, right? We're just lateraling the ball, see if we can get a 2-on-1 situation out there, see if we can find some gaps in the defense. Ooh. One thing also about rugby, it's illegal to just hit. Okay, so here's the line out. Let's not talk about a line out right here. Let's talk about a line out at the next line out. I'll talk to you about that a little bit differently. Now, this is a maul. We're going to talk about a maul again a little bit later. Basically, this is a situation very similar to a ruck where you have two players engaged, but at the same time, the ball's in the air. Right, there's a whole different set of laws that are associated with this maul. Matter of fact, oh, look at that. Boom. Driving over. Here's your arbitrary offside line right here. Now, in this situation, strategically, you want to make sure that you're behind the player with the ball so that you're in a position to receive a pass. Look at this, a quick hands all the way out to the wing. And it looks like Australia was able to touch the ball down. That's something in rugby that is different than American football. American football, all you have to do is cross the line, right? In rugby, you actually have to reach the ball over and put downward pressure on the ball and tap the ball on the ground. You have to tap the ball on the ground. I think what's going on here. Oh, it looks like the referee the TMO. So the TMO is the television match official. That's the 4th referee on the pitch, or official on the pitch, and they're the ones that are reviewing all the video to determine whether, if asked. Oh, here we go. Look at this. He stays in bounds. Touches the ball down. That's a try. So the television match official will look at it's just like a play review in NFL football, but in this situation, they're actually the referee. They will help make decisions.
Looks clear.
So when there's a score in rugby where they touch the ball down like this, it's 5 points. It's 5 points. Let's listen to the TMO.
Cole, yep. You may award the try.
You may award the try. There goes the arm up, the whistle. There's something else I want to show you that's fairly unique about rugby that's unlike American football. So we scored. They scored, and now they'll have an opportunity to convert that score. It's almost like an extra point in football. But look at where the ball is. He's kicking from way over here. Why isn't he kicking from in here? Mainly because in rugby, whenever you touch the ball down in the try zone, you go back 20 meters from there, and that's where you kick. That's why if you have an opportunity to touch the ball down in the middle, You touch it in the middle, then your conversion is a little easier. The priority is the try. Don't worry about the conversion. Just get the try, but if you have an opportunity, touch it down.
An excellent finish too by Gordon Betty.
Oh, nice kick. He's got the distance,
Conversion
and he has the direction.
is a beauty.
The flags go up.
From Carter Gordon. And that is the best possible
7-0
start,
Australia.
7-0.
Yeah, this is nicely done by Gordon Betty.
Now, the nice thing also about rugby is, at least in 15s, is once you score, you get the ball back.
From McKenzie.
Right? You get the ball back.
Galloway goes in looking for it, takes it beautifully.
There's your breakdown.
Here, the Wallabies. Back now for Gordon.
Nice little chip kick. Here's an interesting thing I want to talk to you about kicking.
Possible start, 7-0.
Yeah, this is nicely done by Gordon Betty. He had to veer back inside, got some heat from
Rewind that a little bit.
So the
Here's the
restart
kickoff.
from McKenzie. Galloway
Ball's
goes in
taken,
looking for it, takes it
right?
beautifully.
They
They make
secure the
quite a start
ball.
here, the Wallabies.
Ball goes back. Now look at where he is. One thing about kicking is, one thing in general, there are definitely exceptions. But in general, in rugby, wherever the ball is, that's the offside line. In this situation, he's kicking from behind the 22. We'll get to that sooner, a little bit later. But where he's kicking from, everyone that's in front of him that's on his team is offside. Everyone that's behind him will be onside once he kicks it. He'll kick the ball, and the way these guys get put onside is either the kicker or anyone behind the kicker has to run past each of these players. And that's how you put them onside. So these guys, not only when they're in an offside position can they not advance and make a play, they actually have to start moving backward. And this is a little close. I don't know how closely the referee.
Now for Gordon.
But they cannot make a play till the guys
And
behind
the
them
ball is coming from Will Jordan, playing
put
at
him on
fullback
side.
this afternoon.
Get
Gets a
this.
pass off
Nice
Chris.
lateral.
Nice
This is
start
just
by
open
Nuku.
play. Ball's
First time
tackled.
the
There's your
All Blacks have
ruck.
really had the ball.
Arbitrary
Firstly
offside
off
line. There's your
Radio
crash. Ruck.
Metallic.
Arbitrary offside
Now he
line.
works it across
Ball
to the
comes
blind
out.
side, and it's
Crash.
lined up Nuku again.
Ruck. Arbitrary offside
He's got a
line.
high work rate.
Right, ball
Again,
comes
it's
out the
for
back,
Metallic.
crash, there's your support. That's why when your man goes in,
Now
you got to
Christie
go in
works it
with him,
away from
because
McKenzie
if you
for
get a
Whitlock.
3-on-1 in there, they're just
The
going to
big
pilfer the
loose
ball,
head
because
drop.
once he hits the ground,
Lays it
he has to
down.
release the ball.
Now
So
McKenzie
you've got to be
jams
there
it
to
in.
help him support that
Gordon,
ball.
though, is
Nice
in
little
very
chip.
good
Now,
control.
this is something called a mark. What is a mark? A mark basically is like a fair catch in American football. However, in this situation, he is the person that called the mark is going to be the one that kicks the ball. Shoot, hold on a second. Is going to be the one that kicks the ball. And when they kick that ball, it's just a free kick. It's not a penalty kick.
Anticipated well and has easily claimed the fair catch.
Yeah, just overcooked it, didn't he, McKenzie? Gordon anticipating it very well, covering the backfield.
Well, just a word on the conditions. The ground's really, really hard. Of course, FIFA in the World Cup has
This is going to be like, remember he kicked that into touch. That was not a penalty, so Australia would not get the ball back. They ended up getting territory. You know what? Let's go to the tape and let's talk about a line out.
When the ball goes into touch, a line out takes place. So a line out is just a means of restarting the game when the ball goes into touch. Line out will never be closer than 5 meters from the touch line, and it will never be further away than 15 meters from the touch line. Also, there is a minimum gap of 1 meter that needs to be maintained, and if you enter that gap or jump into or over that gap, a free kick will be given against your team. When the line out is formed eventually, then you have to have the same amount of numbers than the throwing team. So if you are the non-throwing team, you have to have the same amount of players in the lineout as the throwing team, or you can have less. So if they have 5 players in the lineout, you also have to have 5 or less. If you are the non-throwing team, there has to be a player within the 5-meter line and the touch line. This counts for both teams. You are only allowed 1 receiver. So the Argentinian team on the right hand side, they have 2 receivers. You are only allowed 1 receiver. This rule counts for both teams. The lineout is about to start. You are not allowed to join the lineout. So get your numbers ready from the start. So in this case, the receiver joined the lineout, and then another player has to immediately swap with her. So there has to be a receiver there. But the free kick here was that she joined the line out as it was about to start, so they changed their numbers. And you're not allowed to do that. The line out when the hooker or the thrower throws the ball in, as they are about to throw the ball in, then you are allowed to jump. You're not allowed to jump before the ball has not been thrown. And you're not allowed to do that. If you take a look at the thrower, remember that the throwers, both their feet has to be behind the touch line when they throw the ball in. Also make sure to throw the ball right down the middle. If the ball goes passes the jumper's outside of his head, on the outer side of his head, that is skew. Also if the ball goes to the non-throwing team's jumper on the outside of their head, it's also skew. Then when the throwing team throws the ball in, the ball has to pass the 5-meter line. So earlier we mentioned that the line will not be closer than 5 meters. The ball has to pass that 5-meter line. Also, when you attempt to make the throw, you have to throw the ball in. Even if your guys messed up the call, you have to throw the ball. You're not allowed to mock or to pretend that you're going to throw. So the line out has started at the moment the ball leaves the thrower's hands. So at this moment, the thrower and the thrower's immediate opponent are allowed a few things. The other may join the line out, retire to the offside line, which is 10 meters back, stay within 5 meters of the touch line and that 5 meters from the touch, or they are allowed to move to the receiver's position if that is not occupied. So once the ball leaves the thrower's hand, anyone in the line out can compete for the ball. So when you compete for the ball, you're allowed to catch or deflect it only with your outside hand. Also make sure to bring the player down safely. Where you picked up to jump for the ball, make sure to bring that player down safely. And for safety reasons, you're not allowed to play the player in the air. So even if it was an accidental bump or a shove, you're not allowed to play the player in the air or grab them. But you are allowed to play the ball in the air. So when you jump and you compete for the ball in the air, you're not allowed to touch the player, but you're allowed to grab and hold on to the rugby ball. You are offside if the lineout is not over and you have crossed the middle section of the lineout. In this case, as number 19, Springbok player crossed the middle section of the line and the lineout is not over yet. Other player that's not part of the lineout has to remain 10 meters behind the lineout. If the lineout is not over yet, you're not allowed to run forward. So only if the lineout is over, then you are allowed to come forward. Only now the lineout has ended and that player on the left hand side has already run a meter, so he's offside. So the lineout is over the moment the player takes the ball and runs away from the lineout. The lineout is also over when the ball is deflected in the air or thrown from the air. Then the lineout is over. The lineout is also over when the ball passes the 15-meter line at the back. And also, the lineout is over when a maul was formed and it moved forward a meter or a meter backwards, not side to side. It has to travel a meter forward or backwards. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Of course, this line out wasn't straight.
Excuse, of course, indoors.
This line out was not straight. So the opposite team has the option to have another line out thrown, or they can have a scrum. And the scrum will be on the 5-meter line.
Haven't had the ball much. They get a first opportunity for set piece and they haven't nailed it. More pressure.
It's a good scrum. This is a good scrum. You know what? Let's talk about scrums and who's in the scrum. What does it mean? Let's go to the tape.
Some of their big men coming on.
Before we can go into detail about the scrum, there's a few things you first need to understand. The scrum is just a means of restarting the play when a minor infringement happened or the play has stopped for some reason. So to give an example of a minor infringement, it would be something like a knock-on or a forward pass or an error in a restart, like a kickoff or a 22 or goal line dropout. Any errors there would be a minor infringement, would result in a scrum. The call is crouch, bind, set. The scrum consists out of 8 players, which includes all the forwards. The front row consists out of the loose head prop on the left side, the hooker and the tight head prop. Directly behind them are the 2 locks, the lock pairs. And then finally the loose forwards, which consist of the flanks and the 8th man. And finally the ref makes the call, crouch, bind, set. Scrummy chucks the ball in straight in the middle and the scrum has started. As the front rows approach the scrum, they should not be more than an arm length apart from each other. The 2 props then have the option to bind anywhere underneath the armpits or above the hips. The hooker can also bind underneath the armpits, above the hips or on the shoulder blades of the props. After all of the players is bind, the ref will initiate the first call, which means crouch. So then you take the crouch position. This just means your head is facing upwards and your eyes are open, ready to scrum. Now the front row's heads must go to the left side of the opponent in front of them, starting with the loose head prop. The front row must also make sure that their hips and knees are bent slightly and that their shoulders and is not lower than their hips. Spine in line, so making sure your back is straight. So now the second call is bind, so crouch bind, which means that the props will bind with the outer arms on top of the other props. The loose head prop will always bind underneath the tight head prop on his side or on his back. The tight head prop will always go with his right arm over the loose head prop's arm to bind on the loose head prop's back or side. The prop should not grip the other prop on the chest, arm, sleeve or on the collar. Ideally, the position of every player's hips, shoulders and feet should be square, meaning parallel, facing forward. Then finally the ref will call set, which means that the props and the hooker will lock heads and then wait for the scrum to stabilize before the scrummy can throw the ball in and the team can push their scrum forward.
Tight head props through injury last weekend, so the scrum is going to be a target area for the All Blacks. They've made changes themselves. Who makes the first impact on this phase of the game?
Bind!
Well, penalty straight away.
In this situation, it looks like the number 1, who is the left.
And he went to the loose head side.
Okay, the loose head prop. His knee went down. When you're talking about infractions in the scrum, a lot of those infractions are on the front row. Mainly, oh shoot! See, now in that he probably should have found touch. He did not. He gave New Zealand an opportunity to counterattack.
Difficult for McDermott, but he's got plenty of time to feed Callaway. And the Wallabies look to launch through
Again, with open play, they're running. There's your support. That's why you have to support your man when you're running. There's your tackle coming over the top, arbitrary offside line. There's another tackle. He's got him high on the head there. I don't know if he's not calling that. Here's your arbitrary offside line. When you're on offense here, you're looking to make sure you get a position where you can receive a pass or at the very least help ruck over when your man goes into a tackle. Look at number 2 right there, helping drive in over. Number 4 driving over. Look at this, just crashed. You're looking. I mean, the thing about rugby is, I mean, it's intense. It's an intense effort to gain meters at a time, half a meter at a time. Now in this situation, they were able to score. That's another score by Australia. Huh. Look at that. Nicely done.
No way he should have got through those tackles. Nothing was on. He showed great strength. Did the back, breaks through one another.
There you go. Hey, there's no blocking in rugby. I mean, there's no blocking. You can only support your man, and once he gets into a tackle, bind on, rip the ball from him, drive over, right? I mean, these are techniques you're practicing all the time in training.
Beautiful timing of the pass, body position, leg drive. That's a finish from Hooper.
Nice.
He was impressive last week in a losing performance for the Wallabies. He shifted across to the blindside flank, and that is such a positive start for a Wallabies team searching.
12-0 already. Again, look where the ball is. It's because he touched the ball down here in the corner. Let's see if he can kick this. He's 1 for 1 today. Oh, everyone's happy to be on TV. He's got the distance, and he has the direction. 14. Wow.
In the first 8 minutes, and the Wallabies out to 14-0.
Doesn't look like the Haka scared Australia.
Well, they've got plenty to celebrate. Certainly silenced the crowd here as the kickoff is made.
Oh, nice take.
Flings it back in field, and now
Kane
got his pass off to Laulala. All Blacks looking to bounce back immediately as Mackenzie.
A little chip kick. I think
but McDermott, he's everywhere.
he looked like he chipped it over the defense because he saw. There's your touch and go. There's your touch and go.
Drills it hard downfield.
There's it's a free kick. He just tapped and went. Oh, nice pass. Again, open play. There's your breakdown. There's your he cleaned him up. Basically, Australia was looking to pick up the ball. New Zealand came in, bound on, and drove them off. There's a nice pass. Oh, look at that 7 coming over the top. Turn the ball over. Look at number 1 here. This guy is. Oh, it's a big hit. Look at that open play. Just running.
Here's Nick Frost looking to line up. Goes into All Black territory, missing a lot of tackles. The All Blacks early on. Little jab through.
Nice little chip kick through.
Jordan waiting for a half decent bounce.
Oh.
He got hit early.
Now in that situation, why is the referee giving New Zealand a penalty? Because in this situation, you can't tackle anybody. Can't hit anybody when they're in the air. Watch number 15 jump in the air here. Jumps in the air, gets hit. Now that see his arms out, the referee's arms out at a 45-degree angle, that means it's a penalty. Now, with a penalty, what can you do? You can kick for points. You can kick in a touch and try and get yourself a line out. Well, not try. You get a line out if you find touch, or you can tap and go. This is an example of tapping and going. Right? When you tap and go, you've got to touch the ball. If you have the ball in your hand, you got to touch the ball with your foot. The ball's got to leave your hands, and then play just commences, right? At the same time, because it's a penalty, Australia cannot engage him until he has gone 10 meters. All these guys are well within 10 meters, right? So you're going to see them, just let them go. They can't touch him, or it's going to be another penalty, possibly a yellow card. They know the law, and if they intentionally commit an infraction, they're probably going to get a yellow card. So they know not to hit this guy when he touches and goes. Now watch this. They'll put their hands in the air saying, referee, we're not. Oh, see them? They got their hands in the air. Referee, we're not touching him. They got to go 10 meters. Boom, there you go. There's your tackle. They continue. A lateral. A lot of unselfish play with New Zealand. Passing the ball. Not a lot of running. Just not a lot of running and crashing. They don't like getting into the breakdown. Oh, shoot. Okay, so in this situation, what happened? What happened? The question here is, where will the line out be? Right? Where will the line out be? Let's see. Right? Will the line out be where he kicked it, or will the line out be where the ball went out? Right? In this situation, because front of this line, which is the 22-meter line, because we're in front of this line, he kicked the ball while in bounds, and the ball went straight out of bounds. That means that the lineout's going to be from where he kicked it. Now, if he would have kicked the ball from here and it would have bounced in and then gone out, the lineout would have been from where the ball went out. Unless you're kicking from behind the 22. If you're kicking from behind the 22 and you haven't taken the ball into the 22, you can kick the ball out on the fly, on straight, and it'll be wherever the ball goes out.
But his kick goes directly into touch. And boy, this is being played at speed.
I'll tell you what it has. There's both teams willing to throw the ball around quick taps.
These guys are flying. Oh, that looked high. But
but also the Wallabies were saying, "Oh, you guys can do that. We can do it too." There's some big contact, Jeff.
Absolutely. And this is furious from the Wallabies.
Got a number 9 trying to hit a second row. Or it's number 7. Sorry, he's a flanker. Here's a line out right here.
Maybe time for them to hold on to the ball.
Right, it's going to be from where he threw it in, threw it out, or kicked it out, sorry. There's the first jumper, knocked on by New Zealand. There's your breakdown. There's your arbitrary offside line. Ball's coming out of the back.
On the All Black 10-meter line. Geordie Pataya in from centre. Now a change of direction.
Now watch this.
Gordon slings it wide.
Oh, he threw that right into touch. So okay, so that's going to be a line out to New Zealand because Australia threw it into touch.
He needed to really come out.
This is why it's incredibly important when your teammate breaks a breakaway or goes into a tackle that you go with him, because he's not, once he hits the ground, he can't play the ball. I mean, the referee, depending on the situation, may allow him to present the ball to his number 9. Oh, here's a chip kick. There we go. Again, everyone in front of him was offside. Everyone behind him put him onside. Oh, look at this. Oh, I thought he got out of it.
Now McDermott off to Pariki.
Oh, okay. Again, last foot is right here. Arbitrary offside line, right? Them choosing not to engage here.
Waiting is McKenzie, who stayed back. Quick hands away for Jordan.
Nice. Oh, look at the pace on this kid.
Now, Will Jordan looking to link up.
That's why you got to. Oh, see, that's why you have to go with him, because there's no way he's probably going to make that unless he's got.
It's not over yet. Here comes Damien McKenzie.
Now look at this. There's something here I want to show you.
It's not over yet. Here comes Damien.
Okay, now the ball was just kicked to him, to number 15. See this guy right here with his arms up? He knows that the Australian player is coming to make a play on this ball carrier, and he knows he's not allowed to block. Not only is he not allowed to block, if he's making a play and he just happens to be in the way and it's an accident, it's still a penalty. It's called obstruction, right? He cannot obstruct this player's play on the ball. So you see him put his hands up. Hopefully the referee sees him. Just go by, let him go by. There you go. Oh, that's a high tackle. Oh. Okay, that tackle's high. Did you see that referee? He got it. He's playing advantage right now. He put his arm out. There it is. Okay, so we'll come back to the penalty that he just called.
But back for the penalty we come. And it will be an
He got him around it. Anytime you tackle anybody above the shoulders, you're going to get a high tackle penalty. Depending on how vicious it is, it could be a yellow card. And if it's your head, if he would have taken his head off, like really hit his head, that's a red card. You're out. The rest of your team plays the rest of the way, short a person. And you pray to gosh it's not a front row, right? That's a difficult position to replace the ball. Look at that. See, that's high. He's got his shoulder up by his neck, or his arm by his neck. That's no good. So they're deciding with this penalty to get for points. Remember, with a penalty, you have 3 options: tap and go. We saw that in the play before. Kick for touch and get a line out, or kick for points. Let's see what's going on with this.
You just wonder, boys, whether when Jordan made the break, whether a kick through for Braden Ennell to run onto might have been the way to go. Yeah. Mills was there.
Look at New Zealand here trying to get on the board.
But you're right, it would have put them under more pressure, but All Blacks feeling as though they need to get some points on the board.
So it is Damien McKenzie pretty much out in front here. And his first penalty.
Look at the flags. The flags, they go up. So that means that's good. All the New Zealand All Blacks are on the board.
And perhaps a sensible decision, get some reward. They haven't had a chance to get
now, because they just scored, New Zealand will get the ball back in a kickoff, right? So
get some reward, regroup and start again.
Ball's got to go 10 meters. There's 10 meters. Oh, look at this guy. The big dude.
Who was ruled out. He is now going to have to do the distance at hooker for the Wallabies.
Man from the Reds. Gordon with the kickoff. Talek lines it up, takes it in nicely.
He's offside. Get out of there.
Now Christie works it across for.
There's your crash. There's your arbitrary offside line.
Christie
right?
Again.
There's your. Now he's running behind the pack. That's potential obstruction, but it seems like the referee's okay with it. There's a nice. Oh, what's he doing? Oh shoot! Should have just gone down with that ball. Throwing that ball back. Open play. They don't want to take it into a tackle because they really want to see if they can't get us. Oh, look at that. Nice. Number 5 was on his feet, reached over, picked the ball up. Obviously before a ruck had formed. The way that he. Oh.
Off his left boot. And Callaway claims it on his own 10-meter line.
Okay, now you're having what they call it's rugby ping pong, where they're really kicking for territory. They're kicking for strategy, right? They're kicking for strategy. Let me see if I can find a video on that.
McKenzie once more. Looks for Stevenson. Looking for some grass.
They're looking for grass. Oh, he knocked that ball on. So what you're looking for when you're kicking that ball is you're looking for open space, enough space that it's going to take time for the opposite team to regather and make a play. During that time, hopefully your defense is going to be able to put some pressure on them. There's a whole strategy with kicking, and I can give you a video on it too. In this situation, he tried to catch the ball. He knocked the ball on. Anytime you have a knock on, anytime you have a forward pass, we're going to have a scrum. This is going to be a scrum to black right where the infraction was, right?
He went for touch. He wanted to hit the ground.
Australia's on defense. Anytime your team's on defense in the scrum, 5 meters from the last foot is the arbitrary offside line. This is the last foot. 5 meters from the last foot is the arbitrary offside line for the defense. Once the scrum is over, the line will be removed. Not until then. The referee's looking. This right here is your touch judge. Here's your other touch judge right here.
About the midfield scrum. There's the split, 2 and behind. Opportunities down the left.
Oh, hello.
So in this situation, the referee here was just going to reset the scrum. AR, the guy I just talked to you about, the touch judge over here, he said, no, number 3 blew it up. It's a penalty. So then he changed his.
Tired. Straight to ground. Number 3, straight to ground.
Well, he must have got the call from the sideline.
Far side.
Because initially, Carl Dixon was going to reset the scrum. Then he changed his mind. And it's a scrum penalty against Nepo Laulala.
Carter. Let's go.
Disruptive as well for the All Blacks. It's 2 from their scrum. Last week in Melbourne, very dominant. They've got
That's a penalty. They're kicking for touch, and they'll get a line out, right? Figured he'd have gone a little deeper than that.
It's the second time there's been a collapse scrum. Just watch.
So watch number 3 here. I don't know what he could have done, but that's why being in the front row is really hard. You know, it's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. You got a little sneaky stuff going on in there too, a little bit. There's the jumpers.
And he's got it right too.
Here's the maul. They decided not to. That looked forward.
Tackle and go.
The referee didn't think so.
Karevi.
Don't hold him.
Now McDermott. Away for Gordon. Pataya. Still in Wallaby territory. Right in centre field though.
Arbitrary off sideline. Ball coming to the. Oh. Now it's just open play. We're just playing rugby. There's your breakdown, right? I don't know who that went out on.
There's 2 lines there. You've got to be a bit careful, I suppose.
Another line out. Obviously, it went out on Australia. Oh, it's gold ball. So he corrected it.
Well, it's a Wallaby ball here.
Let's go. No huddle.
Boy, I mean, this is the 3rd time he's had to pull Australia away from. It seems like they're delaying the game. I mean, there's the line out. You should know your line out calls. You shouldn't have to huddle every time. We don't have time for that. This is a rolling clock. 40-minute halves. There's a rolling ball. Arbitrary offside line. Open play. Breakdown. Tackler needs to release. Ball carrier needs to roll away. Tackler needs to release. Look at him. Tackler roll away.
Retallican after the ball. Couldn't get it.
Oh.
10 out from the
Holy
All-Black 22. Now
nice. Tackler roll away. 7 get out of there. Right. Tackle. Roll away 12. 12 you're offside. Yeah, I think he just gave a penalty. I think they're playing advantage. Not really sure. Oh, nice run. Every time there's a breakdown, it's a new phase, right? Now there's another breakdown, right? Now there's another. This is another phase. This is the 10th phase. Like, how many times can you have a breakdown and attack? What was that? I don't know what happened there. The referee just said play on. Just keep playing. Looks like they turned it over.
We'll dig it out, and McKenzie is able to clear, but boy, are they under pressure.
Certainly are. Setting it up nicely out the Wallabies. Very, very flat. And then the ball out the back is just catching the All Blacks too.
See, that's why you have to have support where you get those, you get into contact, and look at this, these quick handoffs. You know that you need to know your teammate is coming up. You need to know your teammate is in support. And you got to be fit, because when your man breaks away, you got to go with him. I don't care how big or small you are, right?
This is Valmasili. Another front rower, tight head prop. It's down.
So far in the first one, very early on, and it really was all the Wallabies at this point.
It was, certainly, wasn't it? Their intent was there. They came back. They swept
look at
back
this.
to the blind.
Oh, this is just a replay of the old.
Does an excellent job to stay infield. That is.
on the first try.
Trying to catch the All Blacks, snapping the intensities there from the get-go because they're wounded. And then once again, have isolated Mackenzie out wide because so many All Black players had to go in to make that tackle.
Line out fed by Fairsley. Here's McWright. Slips the pass for
I look forward.
And again, the Wallabies threatening here.
Look at this. It's crash, recycle.
Right out in front of the goalposts.
Go get the ball, 9.
McDermott waits.
Crash, recycle. Oh, did he get it? Oh, that ball's held up. So that means that the ball went over the line, but they were not able to touch the ball into the ground. The law used to be that it would be a 5-meter scrum to the attacking team. That's no longer. Oh, he was playing advantage. So in this situation, the ball went over the line. It was not touched down. It was not touched down. So someone's hand was underneath it. Normally, what would happen is with a ball that's held up is that you're going to have a goal line drop. But he was playing advantage. He had seen an offside, or he got a call from the AR on the side that it was offside. He came back, gave the penalty to.
Who made the big charge, but they were playing under an advantage, and so the Wallabies now have a penalty. And
Okay, so they're kicking for points. So they were just discussing, do you tap and go? Do you kick for touch and get the line out, or do you go for points? Looks like they're going to go for points.
Nice and close, really challenging the All Blacks. They've made 65 tackles so far to the Wallabies 26. Offside, putting them under pressure.
Those boys are hitting. See how that ball didn't touch the ground? It just went over the line.
But also, Jeff, a concerning part for the All Blacks.
Look at the size of that guy.
The Wallabies are starting to create.
They're winning the collisions, aren't they? They're carrying the ball over the line, the Wallaby side, and they look really good doing it. But as the clean-out's accurate, and then the momentum of all the players in support, the carriers are strong, and they're putting themselves well and truly in the picture. They want the ball, and they're rewarded with more points.
You did it. Flags go up. It's so if you're kicking a penalty and you get it through, it's worth 3 points. So 17-3 Australia. Wow, look at that possession. 70% of the possession's been Australia. Territory, time in possession. Look at that, 227. Time in opposition. Look at the number of tackles. Look at New Zealand. New Zealand's playing defense like the whole time.
Callaway waits.
Okay, look at this. There's your tackle. There's your breakdown. There's your arbitrary offside line. Here's a kick behind the 22.
Looking for the touch line.
He finds touch. Remember, he was behind the 22, so the line out is going to be from where the ball goes out.
Much better start this week, Carter Gordon.
But they don't maintain possession of the ball. It does turn over to New Zealand. It's going to be New Zealand's throw in. Anytime there's a line out, here's the line out. The defense has to be, remember in the scrum it had to be 5 meters. In the line out, it's 10. This has got to be a 10-meter gap. Looking for.
Brody Retallick.
That's me. I don't like seeing knees.
And ill discipline from the All
Bandaging on that right knee.
Okay, here's the line out.
Back into the fray. Tokiaho to throw. Down the back for Savia. But the ball was grabbed by the Wallabies.
He lost possession.
All Black line out has gone astray.
Little chip kick over the box. Hitting the ball back. Way to hit the ball back. Remember, if it had gone forward, it would have been a knock, but back. Now he kicked the ball. Everyone in front of him is running. That's really not okay, unless he's put him on side. There's another kick. Oh, see, that's what you want. Oh, my God. Holy cow. Oh.
Well, you wouldn't have expected that.
Wow, he really kicked that ball. He kicked from his own 22.
Way back near the 22.
So there's going to be a, because it went out the dead zone, in the back of the try zone, it'll be a scrum to where he kicked it from, because nobody touched it.
It doesn't grip and just keeps going, gets momentum.
It was a nice kick. Oh, holy cow.
Turf whatsoever. It is so hard after the football that's been played here.
So it's going to be a scrum to Australia here. Remember, 5 meters from behind the last foot is the offensive line for New Zealand.
Yeah, obviously not ideal start. Let's put similar to last week. They came at us and couldn't quite stem them. So just trying to tighten up on some defensive stuff and hopefully hold on to the ball.
Quite a few opportunities though and broken plays. That sort of an area where you think you might have the better of them.
Yeah, I think if it gets a little bit loose and
Scrum right now. We're looking at this guy. Here we go.
Some of the skill stuff letting us down, but hopefully we'll rectify that.
Thanks so much for your time, mate.
Cheers, mate.
So here come the Wallabies once again.
Boy, the Wallabies are just driving. Look at how quickly they recycle the ball. I mean, that ball goes down. Number 9 is right. Number 9 is the person that's the scrum half. He's the one that's always passing the ball. Watch him. Just chasing the ball, chasing the ball. Number 9. Chasing the ball, chasing the ball. Here's number 9 right here. Here's number 9 right here. Chasing the ball, chasing the ball. He runs a lot. Every once in a while he'll get caught into a tackle. But for the most part, he's... Oh, not releasing. Okay, so basically what he called that penalty was that they tackled Australia. New Zealand was on their feet trying to get the ball out. The Australian man was on his back, not releasing the ball. So it's a penalty to New Zealand. They'll probably kick for he's going to be out. He's hobbling. He's got to go. It's a big dude. Number 4 and number 5 are your second row. Those are some big boys. Those are your power. That's your power in the scrum. The guy's got to be 6'6".
Real concern there for
6'8".
Brody Retallick. His day is done. And Tupou Vai for his 21st Test match.
It's it for touch to get a line out. Oh, he didn't find touch. Oh my God. So when you have a penalty, you don't find touch, play continues. There's no oh, he dived over. Do you see how that he was on his knees over here, then he dove over and killed the play? That's definitely a penalty. Now he did come in through the gate, but
gambled and missed out.
This is really
so here's your penalty. If you can find touch, they'll get a line out. Oh, nice kick. So it'll be a line out to Australia, but Australia's been taking forever. I mean, it's like they're just wasting time.
Just thought it might have possibly come out and dived on it.
Another big chance here for the Wallabies with Fezler to throw. Goes to Arnold.
Pressure ball.
And now the Wallabies again put this pressure on. Fezler trying to break away.
Tackle.
Good defense on
roll away. See him rolling away here. See him rolling away. It's like, look, I'm not in it. He's got an ass in his face. Oh.
Now Wanganita Lassie, who's been everywhere so far on the right wing side.
There's your arbitrary offside line. Dude, get your hands out of there, 5. That's a ruck.
Away for Bell.
Look at that. There it is. Another breakdown.
Now it's Hooper.
Oh. Ball's good. Go get it, 9. Quit being a... Go get the ball. There you go.
Can't do it, though.
Crash. Oh, that's a high tackle. Right around the neck.
And the All Blacks have conceded again.
Okay, he said the loose head prop wasn't in the tackle. You got to roll away. Once you make the tackle, you got to get out of there. You cannot lay around and obstruct and be a bit of distance. But he was playing it here from before. So
yeah, there's 6-3 penalties against the All Blacks.
Conceded.
The ball control from the Wallabies at the
moment. New Zealand's not having a good first half. It's 13 minutes left to go in the half. There's a little kick. Now you know what's going to happen here. Now look at this. Now look what's going on here. See how they're huddled up here? What are you doing? Go over there. You know you got a line out. Right? And what's probably going to happen is you're going to get into it. Because it's this close to the goal line, you're probably going to get a rolling maul here. I'll tell you, you know who does that very well? The mauls, the women's English international team. Those ladies can maul.
Been really efficient so far.
See this right here? He's like, dude, they're taking forever.
Testing times for the All Blacks. Still 12 minutes left until half-time. Matt Fesler throws.
Oh, there's the
Again,
jumper.
Arnold pulls it
There's your
down,
maul.
and this one's looking good. Bit
There's
of
your
momentum
maul.
here with Fesler.
Now, the maul has to go forward. Right now, it's stagnant. Well, it's moving forward a little bit. I think they're good.
Now they go to ground. McDermott goes blindside, and he gets the try.
He didn't call it yet. He did not call. Oh, he called offside.
Wow. All Blacks survive.
Gee, it certainly looked for all.
So in that situation, the penalty was New Zealand was offside. He played advantage. Number 9 goes for the score. And then the tackle holds the ball up, so the ball's held up. So what happens? We're not going to go with a goal line dropout because the ball's held up. We're going to go back to the offside call, and it's going to be a penalty for Australia.
Money he was going to get there. I think it was Hardy Savia.
This is an incredible piece of defense from Hardy Savia.
Think. Hold on. I thought he called
Watch
offside.
this. Oh, he fell on his back.
Wow, look at that. He doesn't let him touch it down.
Tackle.
Wow.
Hardy Savia.
No, they're okay. There was no penalty. It's just a goal line dropout. Just no penalty.
The big number 8 goes hard as
Wow,
always.
that's a big boy. That's got to hurt hitting him.
McDermott. Away for Hooper. Now McDermott again. Gordon. A little kick through.
Little kick through. Tap into the corner. So, okay, because the ball went into inbounds, then went out of bounds, the line out's going to be where the ball went out. Now, if he'd have kicked it out on the fall, it would have been called kicked it out on the full, which basically means that the line out's going to be from where he kicked the ball, but not in this case. It's going to be from where the ball went out on the 5-meter line. There's never going to be a line out anywhere closer than the 5-meter line. So if you have an infraction over here, we're coming back to the 5-meter line for scrums and for lineouts. Same with this. Look at this. Now New Zealand does this all the time when they need to implement an exit strategy. They are not going to have the line out and put it right to the kicker. They're always going to have the line out, crash the ball to get a better angle on that exit kick. I'll show you. So right now, a lot of teams would have had someone here on the back line they'd have kicked out, but the angle is messed up. But if you go in another, I don't know, and then kick, your angle's a lot better. And that's what they generally do. They'll always go have a breakdown and then they'll kick.
Strong run by Savia.
He's a kick.
Now back for McKenzie, backed onto his own goal line. And that one well and truly into touch outside the 22.
But he ran into the wrong angle, I think. But he's right-footed. I guess that makes sense. I'm left-footed, so. Another line out. It's going to be. See what is going on? Why did they take so long?
Just moving them along. This time, an All Black hand gets in there.
Nice steal.
So Kane standing out of midfield. Leonard Brown onto the left boot of Braden Ennor. Callaway searching for it. He's safely inside the 22 and is able to make a clearance away.
So because he was in the 22, oh no, this is a quick throw-in, right? So because he was in the 22, the line out would be where the ball went out. But at the same time, New Zealand has a choice. They could win out here, or they could have a quick throw, which is what they just did here. What are the rules for a quick throw? If the ball goes wherever the ball goes out, they need to throw in the ball from either that point or anywhere between that point and their own goal line. The ball cannot have touched something else or someone else, and the ball has to travel at least 5 meters, which is this line right here. And then it's a lateral. Obviously, you can't throw it forward.
Goes quickly for McKenzie. Hands it back to Jordan. His pass into the arms of Tokiaho. And the big hooker 5 metres in Wallaby territory. Now McKenzie.
Oh, he knocked that ball in. So he tried to catch the ball and he dropped it forward. So it's going to be a scrum to Australia.
That was your first real chance opportunity, really, for the All Blacks.
He's got tits for hands, man.
Pass was not the accuracy he would have wanted, knocking it
That's
on.
hard luck, I guess.
But he just sensed, Jeff, the momentum and also the control.
Here's your scrum.
From the Wallabies, they're coming into little huddles.
They got to be back 5 meters from the last, right? And there he is. Is that the AR? There he is right there.
And daring them to counter-attack, and their defence has certainly been up to the mark. So they'll split their line, left and right, 3 each side.
Good solid scrum too as McDermott gets it away to Gordon, quickly across for Callaway.
It's a big
Nailed
hit.
as he made the kick downfield.
It was
Jordan
tackle,
takes
not
it in
releasing.
for contact, and the All
Yeah.
Blacks with the
Oh,
penalty.
diving over. So
Just their fourth
it'd
foul
have been different if so Australia went into that breakdown, went right off of his feet.
He was a little bit isolated, just off his feet.
Let's see what they do here.
With the throw, dragged down by Finau. Now McKenzie has a shot at the line. And roll one
Not
too many.
releasing.
Nick Wright. First man on his feet over the ball. He was over. This is what they didn't have last week as well. The Wallabies, an out-and-out feature, which they've traditionally always had in their side in Test match. McWright done very well. Stayed in the fight, got over the ball.
There you go, nice kick.
Ultimately, if you give away penalties, just watch here. He's gone to deck, he's rolled. McBride's been right on the ball beautifully.
That's why you got to be with your teammates going into a tackle, because the opposition is looking to pill for the ball. Here's another line out from the penalty. It's a line out, but based on a penalty.
Again with the throw. Tipped on the Wallaby side into the arms of Angus Bell. And he sets it once again for McDermott. Ball there again.
Nice, that's your breakdown. Open field tackle. Roll away, roll away, roll away. Get out of there. He's not rolling away. It is right there. 8, roll away. There's your arbitrary offside line. Arbitrary offside line. Here's your ruck. Crashing the ball.
Change of direction. Valentini ranging wide.
Got the 8-man out the back line. What's he doing there? Oh, the ball's stolen.
Loose pass, but it falls for Kane.
Oh, nice.
Sam Kane lays it just
See that right there? He was getting ready to get to his feet. This is why you have to support your team. This is why you have to support your team. Right? Look. That ball's been stolen. Right? Look at this. Watch this first breakdown. Right here. Boom. He is sitting there. He made the tackle, got to his feet. He's going in to grab the ball. The tackled player stop him from pilfering that ball, right? He cannot stop him from taking that ball. So that's why it's important to have the support show up so he can bind on to the person trying to pilfer the ball or jackal the ball and bind on and drive his tail. Hit it.
Just out from the 22. Christie gets there
now you're on the side. You can't do that. There's a little chip kick. Kick pass. Look at that. That's nice. That's really nice. Oh, I get number 9 getting in there, getting a ruck. Who's going to get the ball out? Weak side wing. There's your kick, right? These guys are all offside. Everyone behind him who's going to be running is going to be onside. Watch this. Nice kick.
Nicely accepted. Away for Gordon. And the Wallabies have got an answer to everything so far that the All Blacks have thrown at them. Now Jordan away from McKenzie.
Nice little up and under. Look at him chasing. chasing his own kick. Oh, he knocked it on.
Spotting that there's no one home out the back.
Look at that. Look at all the territory he gained. So, if you look at this, okay, everyone's always wondering why they're kicking so much, right?
Spotting that there's no one home out the back.
Everyone's talking about why they don't kick so much. If you notice, whenever they're, if you notice, every time there's a tackle, breakdown, recycle, tackle, breakdown, recycle, you're gaining a half a meter or a meter over the course of, you know, every, I don't know, 10, 15, 20. This kick right here, look at this. He's got 40 meters with one kick.
And that's a lovely kick, beautifully done.
40, that's a 50-22 too.
He made progress in 7 days.
He certainly has, and he's now at a 50-22 as well.
So there's a law that's changed. Normally that would have been New Zealand's ball because Australia is the one that kicked it out. However, there is a law that changed, I want to say in the last year or so, that if you kick the ball from behind your own 50-yard line and it bounces in and it goes out on the other side of the 22, you get the ball back.
What is this 50-22 rule? Well, two sections of the field are required. One half of the field and the 22 area of the opponents. So the objective is to kick the ball within the your half of the field, into the opponent's 22 and let it bounce out. So after a phase has been set up in your half, you just take the ball, kick it into the 22 and then bounces out, line out to your team. Easy as that.
Controlled this game.
See, look at here's the 50 right here. There's the 22. And I think what they really wanted to do is they're looking for more offense. And if there's a threat to cover a kick, you've got to pull a defender back is the thought. Okay, so in this situation, I think the referees had it. Look at this. Okay, oh, this is a shame. Okay, they got the 50-22. It's New Zealand's, it's Australia's lineout.
So more pressure for the All Blacks, and that young man has really controlled this game. He gets a call from out wide. Nice kick over the top, and it bounces out. But this is what I'm talking about. They're controlling that tempo. Again, they're in a huddle.
Well, he's had enough. Cal Dixon's had enough. And he's given the All Blacks a free kick.
It's a massive mistake from the Wallabies.
Okay, so in this situation, what did he just call? We talked about it. The kick went from behind the 50, went out on the other side of the 22. It was Australia's, but over the course of the game, I think I've mentioned it a few times too. Australia's taken too doggone long to get to the set pieces, to get to the lineouts, to get to the scrums. They're having these huddles. The referee said, "Listen, I've told you 20 times. I'm giving the ball to New Zealand." It's a free kick, so it's not a penalty. It's a free kick. He's like, I've had it. If you listen to what he says, he goes, I've told you a number of times.
Well, he's had enough. Cal Dixon's had enough.
Listen to what he says.
And he's given the All Blacks a free kick.
It's a massive mistake from the Wallabies.
He says, I've told you. They're over there screwing around. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, this is a running clock. You know, you're over here delaying games. Delaying the game. It's a free kick. So he kicked that out on the okay. So with a free kick, it's not a penalty kick, obviously. So if you kick it out of bounds, it's going to be the other team's ball. Here's your line out.
Faisler throws. Frost wins it. Now McWright bounces out of one tackle. 3 minutes remaining in the first half.
Here's your arbitrary offside line. Here's your last foot, and he's not even bound. He's not even bound. Now he's trying. Now there's nothing wrong with him going in there and trying to. As long as you're between the gate. What is the gate? Okay, the gate are two arbitrary lines that run parallel to the sideline. This way and this way. The last foot or body part of the person, like it would be his heel, and on the other side, whatever body part is over there. You have to enter between, remember, the last foot or the last body part that's perpendicular to the sideline. You have to enter from behind there, and then in between these two arbitrary lines, the gate. And obviously, it's subjective to the referee. This guy's off on the side. Maybe he was already part of it.
There's McDermott, punches it again downfield. McKenzie waits. Beautifully done by Damien McKenzie. Now he feeds it off to Stevenson.
Nice
Good
run.
work by Stevenson.
Go with him. Go with him.
Christie gets there quickly. McKenzie away for Tokiahu. Nice
Nice.
offload.
Here's your tackle. Nobody's with him. Oh, he didn't want to get into that.
Trying to keep the ball alive. Now McKenzie
Oh,
looks to kick
try
it
to
away.
kick over.
Now it's with Sam Whitelock.
Oh, that's high.
And
That's
the
a
All
high
Blacks
tackle.
Set it again on their own 10-metre
He
line.
doesn't seem like he's really
Tokiahu.
good. Oh, just tackle.
Wallaby defence ferocious. McKenzie now
Ruck.
to Jordan. Leonard Brown.
Open play.
Braden in. Oh, with his pace.
Nice pass. This is why you got to run with him. Breakdown, arbitrary offside line back here. Here's the ruck. Ball comes out of the last foot. Oh, here's your tackle. Right? Roll away. Arbitrary last foot. You're offside. Get out of there. Here it is. Tackle. Arbitrary offside line. Seven's playing on his knees. That's a penalty if he played that ball. He let it go. Seven coming over. Last foot. Look at number 1. 9 must. Oh! He knocked it on. But he was already playing advantage for against Australia. They weren't rolling away in the rucks. When that tackle comes in, you got to get out of there because you see how quickly that ball is there. And if because you're not moving away fast enough, you obstruct the other team. You know, that's a disadvantage to the other team, and they're gonna call it every time. They'll call it every time. I'll call it every time.
Right foot step from Eno and the defender. Compliment that too.
Nice handoff.
Oh, Jordan. But again, you have to take your hat off to the Wallabies at the moment because they are scrambling well.
Tokiahu throws. Oh, just
Oh.
overcooked it. And
Knocked
it's a
it on.
Opportunity lost.
It's hard luck. It's gonna be a scrum to Australia.
That's probably the All Blacks' last chance in the first half.
39-minute mark. This is probably the last play. I think they're probably going to kick this out and go in for the half.
Penalties, disruption, slowing the game down. And it really is. I'll be frustrated by that. And what the Wallabies are actually doing
Time's obviously off. You can see it up here.
Picking up that tempo.
Is somebody hurt? Oh, he's got a knee thing.
And so the All Blacks do get the ball. They're almost created a frantic about the way they've actually been playing because they're so frustrated at what the Wallabies are doing.
Siren sounding. The Wallabies.
There's the hooter. We're at the 40-minute mark. You see it's in red. This is the last play. He's going to kick it into touch, and you're going into the halftime. Well, that was a good half. That was a good half. I hope you guys learned something in that from that half, or took something away from it. I'm only going to do this first half of this game. I'm going to do another half and another video for another game. Hey, well, we made it to the end of the first video. I hope you got a lot out of it. I'm going to keep making videos because I keep watching rugby. I love the sport. If you guys have any questions, comments below. I'll see you next time. Take care.